Iraq hasn't changed their exchange rate into an international real effective exchange rate that's cross-borders, has cross-border utility yet. They're not on the Forex in a real manner yet. Probably the best news so far, fortunately it came from more than one source. We have private, individual bondholders that are now receiving their travel funds to go and get their exchanges done. This is huge. Today is the first time I have tracked a couple of sources or individuals who have been given their dollars to go handle their bond exchanges. This is an absolute first and downright awesome. I'm giving serious thought to exchanging all of it right away, because if I was to wait a year or more to see a range of $2, $3, $4. Well, that would be good, but I could just take all my capital gains right away and invest them properly. By the time I'm waiting for the dinars to mature to that $3/$4 level, well shoot, what I invested my dollars in will have already been what I'm waiting for. My rate of return on the dinar a year or two later I can make it on my own with proper investing. Also, you know how sick and tired I am of holding on to the dinar, lol. The 3rd of November 2025 Intel Guru Frank 26. The next step for you when the value goes up is for you to go to a bank/exchange center to have this currency converted into American dollars, and deposit in an American bank. Some of you have told me, as an example, I have 2 million dinars. I'm going to cash out 1 million, I'm going to hold on to the other million because I'm going to watch it float and grow. Then I'll exchange it then. Do you like that scenario, to take just a portion of what you have at the beginning and then go ahead and do the rest later? The Trump administration obviously believes Iraq has had enough time to rebuild. Article: Iraq has no immediate alternative to Iranian energy imports. Everyone is concerned about how this will affect the Iraqi citizens. The United States has decided not to renew a special waiver that previously allowed Iraq to buy electricity from Iran without facing U.S. sanctions. The waiver expired on Saturday and the U.S. State Department chose not to extend it. This is part of President Trump's maximum pressure campaign against Iran. The IQD remains stable. As of March they are removing the dollar from the country, at least that's what their actions are suggesting. They suspended US dollar withdrawals outside of Iraq, that strongly suggests they are about to revalue the currency. Al-Alaq, Iraq has one of the greatest Arab gold reserves with 162 tons. This is making the news again. Iraq wants the world to know the physical assets it has in its foreign currency reserves, etc. They want us to know they are one of the only solvent countries in the world. They are laying the foundation to be able to change their rates. Washington is concerned about Baghdad sinking. Waltz tells Al-Sudani, Trump's pressure on Tehran will increase. Quote, the U.S. National Security Advisor noted that the decision not to renew the waiver on sanctions on Iranian electricity exports is consistent with President Trump's maximum pressure strategy on Iran, and that pressure on Iran will increase if Iran continues to develop nuclear weapons capabilities and support terrorism throughout the region, including in Iraq. The National Security Advisor thanked the Prime Minister for his commitment to the U.S.-Iraq bilateral relationship and emphasized the Trump administration's commitment to deepening energy and economic ties between the two countries to the benefit of the American and Iraqi people. Waltz stressed the United States' firm commitment to the security and stability of Iraq in the face of regional and international challenges. All the money that's going to come in is going to help the budget, which is going to help support the value of the currency in the long run. Everything that's going to go through that country is going to be around in a real effective exchange rate. It isn't going to be 1,310, or they'd have done it a long time ago. There would have been no reason to just say, we're going to go like we are and this is the way we're going to go onto the Forex. But have they done that yet? Sure not. MEGA stands for Make Iraq Great Again. Iraq has it all over the place. This is good for Iraq. It'll be good for Iraq. Cockroaches, got to get rid of them. US gas move. Iraq's race to avert power crisis. US has gone full tilt with Iraq to stop Iranian influence and rebuild Iraqi infrastructure. They are adding power plants as well as rebuilding the power structure. This will put Iraq at the forefront in the region, and with that we get the economic reforms or a higher value to lift the purchasing power of Iraq. Inflation's freefall, Iraq hits 2.8%, economic hopes or Dr. Shabibi planned to get to the reinstatement. You can clearly see, he planned to put the brakes on after each step, then monitor closely for inflation. Iraqi President Abdul Latif Rashid confirmed on Tuesday that Baghdad wants to play a mediation role between Washington and Tehran, while calling on US President Donald Trump to implement his promises regarding Iraq has changed a lot from what it was under Saddam Hussein, and the time of entering into conflicts and challenging the rights of other countries is over, Rashid said in an interview with the Washington Times, translated by Shafak news agency. Some major companies, in the energy sector and others, are active here in petrochemicals and oil, and I don't think we are facing a conflict with the United States. On the contrary, we welcome all the help we can get from the United States, and we want to have a really good and friendly relationship with the United States. He pointed out that Iraq can play an important role in mediation because it is in constant contact with Iranian policy, indicating that Iraq has no reservations about meeting senior Iranian officials, and has played a role in making Iran and Saudi Arabia understand each other, and re-establishing the diplomatic service, which has benefited everyone, and has also made some suggestions to Jordan and other countries. Regarding Iraq's possible role in Syria, the president continued, saying, "It is clear that Syria is an independent state, and has a new administration or new rulers, and we want the Syrian government to reflect the will of the Syrian people, either through elections or through the democratic steps that must be taken," stressing that the Syrian administration must try to accommodate all segments of society, so that no one feels that he has been excluded or not treated as an ordinary citizen. He stressed that there is one very important point for Iraq, which is the presence of large numbers of terrorists or families of terrorists on the Syrian border, and there is concern about that, and some arrangements must be made so that the border does not get out of control. Asked if the Iraqi president would receive an invitation to visit the United States, Rashid said, "I honestly don't know. I sent President Trump a congratulatory message and encouraged him to implement what he promised to maintain peace in the world, to end conflicts, noting that life will not be easy, especially in our region, where we have conflicts in Syria, in Palestine, and we have problems in Lebanon, in Yemen, in Sudan, and in Somalia."